welcome to Spotlight. I'm Edjuenka, and we have a very, very interesting program for you tonight. The Honorable Dolores Christopher, along with Mrs. Carlita Henry from the Tourist Board, going to be talking about the Arts Festival that just opened on Sunday. It was a tremendous success and quite interesting. We're going to talk about that, but then we're going to get into the value of our traditions and values. Dr. Angel Smith, Director of Virgin Island Studies at H. Lavely South Community College, is here with us. And you know, this is African Descendants History Month. African Descendants History Month. February usually is, and it's the shortest month in the year, and we got a joke about that, but I'm not going to tell it tonight. But this is African Descendants History Month, and we're going to be talking about our culture coming out of Africa, here in the Virgin Islands, and the values, the moral values, and the traditions that held us in good stead all through the years, and the value of those values. I know last week we had teacher Jenny Wheatley talking about some of those values, and we are going to have this evening the value of those values. So it's going to be quite interesting, so you need to keep it locked right here to JTV Channel 55. We'll be right back after these words from our sponsors.
This program is sponsored by the law firm of J.S. Archibald & Co. and by the trust company J.S. Archibald Trust Services Limited, both of Roadtown, Tortola, BVI.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm Edjuenka. I'm here with Honorable Dolores Christopher, representative for the 5th District, along with Mrs. Carlita Henry of the Tourist Board. Welcome to Spotlight. It's good to see you.
Thank you, Edjuenka, for having us.
What do you say? You're saying Edjuenka. That's good. That's good. That's good. You're having a good time. I mean, you look happy, you're smiling, and you have a right to be smiling because you had a fantastic Sunday opening of the BVI Arts Festival. Tell me how that go.
Yes, after several months of planning, about 9 months actually, we got the event kicked off on Sunday, gloriously. Mm-hmm. Well attended, over almost 50 artists participating in different art forms, you know. We had fashion art, we had normal oil painting, watercolors, sculptures, crafts, poetry, performance.
You had that.
We covered everything.
Everything. I wonder how many people know that that was a campaign promise that you had made. I remember, and was it in the house or is it on the podium that
actually,
you talked?
It was at my launch.
It was at in Huntington's Gut. Yes. I remember you talking about having an arts festival.
Yes.
And having this big ass festival, and I was thinking to myself, well, I can't say what I was thinking to myself on the air. But I thought it was kind of far-fetched.
A lot of people, but it was all in my perspective from then, mm-hmm. that it wasn't to be the type of festival that we have today, tomorrow, 3 days on a straight, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's why I mentioned then, a month long, and that seemed far-fetched.
Yes.
How are we going to have a festival going on and on and on? But for the precise reasons that you want to do the various showcasing of different types of art, and you couldn't do it all in one big festival. This is very unique and different.
Yes, it certainly is, and I was surprised to see how many artists that we don't hear about, that we don't know anything about, participated in how much fine work was produced.
Well, that's one of the objectives, mm-hmm. to look for some hidden talent, and we have more. You're going to be even more surprised.
So you felt in the territory there were a lot of unsung artists, a lot of people that were doing great work, a lot of artists that were doing great work and weren't being recognized, and only a few we knew about. I mean, was that something that you had a sense of? How did you come to that conclusion?
I had a good sense of it, especially in my involvement with Christmas on Main Street. And every now and again you stumble onto someone that you didn't realize, you know, can perform or can make something and what have you. And this has been going on for quite some time. So, but I am also myself pleasantly surprised to find out some persons we discovered this time around.
So you yourself had some discoveries.
Yes, had some discoveries.
That's interesting. Now, Carlita, to bring you in the conversation, you are a member of the Tourist Board. What is your role in the Tourist Board for those who don't know?
Public relations.
Okay, and what's your partnership with the honorable member from the 5th?
The Tourist Board supports this event through public relations and promotions. And it's a wonderful opportunity for our tourists, for our travelers. It adds another dimension to our BVI tourism product. And I was pleasantly surprised to be in attendance on Sunday and see the numerous submissions by the local artistic community. And I had quite a number of people that came up to me who were also very happy with the turnout. It enhances our tourism product, and it's an exciting event because tourists, travelers, they're always looking for something beyond what they're used to experiencing. And we're very excited about it.
Yeah. And so now part of the activity is going to go directly to the street. Am I understanding correctly?
Yes.
Fill us in on that, because that's going to tie in with what you're saying, Carlita, that tourists are going to be able to walk by and see something artsy going on.
Let me say something. First of all, it was the month of February to March was carefully selected because we targeted, the committee targeted the tourist season. Tourists come around and they're wandering around the place, and they don't hear and see what we have. You know, they take a tour and there's beauty, but they don't know enough about us. And as you know, art speaks loudly about the people, the history, etc. So we targeted the month of February specifically. And so the schedule that we have, we looked at the schedule of the cruise ships, when they're going to be in, what ships are going to be in, how many people will be in town on these particular days. But you will notice that we share the event. So Sunday was for our own local awakening. And also the play on the Saturday, March the 9th, is for local enjoyment and education as well. However,
and of course, the overnight tourists that are here who want to come,
yes,
are certainly invited.
Yes. And some of those wandered in on Sunday too, while we were not yet open, and they were surprised that we allowed them to come in and browse, and they had questions, and they were willing to buy right there and then. You know,
that's important.
There's some pieces that fascinated them so much.
And if I may add, it says a lot for a tourist when they are traveling to be able to engage with the local community in such a manner. It's a remarkable experience for them, and it's something that they take back and they spread to their friends who will want to then in turn come for next year.
Yes.
So what's coming up next? That was a big event. What are the other events that's coming up so that we could look out for them and we could go to the venues where they are and enjoy them as well?
The next thing coming up is on March the 7th. It's a Thursday. We are beginning at 10 in the morning, and it's going to go 10 to 3. 10 to 3. The location is the 1780 Law Estate Museum, just across from the Cultural Center. We'll mount some tents there and have a spread. This is where the taste of the BVI foods, local foods, culinary, however we choose, maybe some of our pastry, you know, depending on the restaurateurs and our vendors who would like to advertise themselves as a person who can cater. And so we're going to discover more. because somebody is making something or has a knack for making a dish in a special way that everyone is not aware of.
So you all filled up with that, or some people, there's still opportunities for
There are
persons
vacancies
to
right
call
now.
and participate?
Yes.
So you need to give out the number, look right into the camera over there. And
Some people have been asking, but there's still an opportunity if you want to advertise your art in that way, your culinary
come, and
art.
come be up under the tent.
Under the tent. Okay? You can call me. My number is 494-68-9005, or the House of Assembly. You can call and register your name. That's 494-4757, or even the tourist board.
Okay.
You can.
And the number for the tourist board is 494-3134.
Yes.
Yes.
Right. Great. Now, what's going to be happening while you're having food outside and pastries and culinary arts, local culinary arts and the tents outside and the grounds of the museum? What's going to be anything that's going to be happening in the museum?
In the museum, works. There are always work there. I think one artist is having her work displayed there, but we intend to add some more, even around, so that it becomes a festive scene. And we're going to have performances and entertainment of famous Fungi music. We have to, introduce that to the tourists, and that will be happening.
And that's March 7th.
March 7th.
And we could give Jill Tattersall exhibit a plug.
Yes, because she's going to be exhibiting.
She's going to be exhibiting her paintings
that day.
And she's done some terrific work
Yes.
with local scenes.
Yes.
I think it's watercolors.
Watercolors,
Yes.
yes.
It's local. So that's going to be
And
exciting as well.
some other from artists, not to the extent that we had it up on Sunday, because that was everybody. But there will be some.
I had a conversation today with a person who said it's so disheartening. I'm glad you're doing the pastry and the foods and so on in the museum area, because somebody was saying it's so disheartening to go to a local restaurant in a hotel, a local hotel, and have to eat some frozen chocolate cake and some frozen carrot cake and some frozen key lime pie out of a box from the United States when we have such great pastries and cakes.
And perhaps they don't know. And perhaps they don't know where they can get it, or whose cake they would like to.
I think that we should really start looking, and the tourist board should get together, and both of you are partners, and make sure some of that local pastry. We got several tarts, we got carrot cake, we have puddings. I mean, there's a variety, a wide variety of pastries,
of goodies,
of desserts that we make here that taste really good, and I could guarantee you that tourists will be interested.
And would be happy that it was homemade.
In them, yes.
That it really represents.
And it tastes good.
Yes.
Yeah, I get diabetes on that stuff.
So, so that is what we're trying to.
So that's March 7th.
March 7th.
Okay, and that's basically most of the day event.
Most of the day
from 10 to 3.
Yes.
And then what else we have after that?
We have on Saturday, March the 9th. Note it, because this is a holiday weekend. The Monday is a holiday.
Yeah.
And
is
so
that,
this
is that Honorable HL still?
The Honorable HL is the week before.
Is the week before. Okay.
And I think this is Commonwealth weekend. But this Saturday evening, I don't know how else to emphasize it to BV Islanders except to say you have to see display.
Yes.
This is us in times past. This is the way we know ourselves. This is the way we grew up. This is how we raised our children. This is how courtship was done. This is
all the things we're gonna be talking about tonight with Dr. Angel Smith.
You can't
gonna be in display.
You can't miss display.
Yes.
And a snippet was given
at the
on
opening.
Sunday, the opening. So I think quite a number of people are ready for March 9th.
And that's going to be held in the auditorium, the Eileen
at the college, yes.
auditorium. Is there going to be a charge for that?
There is a $10 we are asking, 10 and 5 for
students.
Yes, and we also will give some of that proceeds to the Drama Society at Elmo Stout High School. because we want this thing to continue. It's,
You want to be an annual event?
yes, we're going to encourage them as well.
And what else? What else we have coming up?
And then on the 12th of March, it's a Tuesday on the Hill. And if you can't, it's going to begin again at 10 a.m. But I would like to see some local people come up there and mix and mingle. But there will be lots of tourists passing through. You know, the tour buses use that route.
Yes.
They go up Bellevue and
That's
they
the ridge
come
road
across.
by the wall, then with all the nice
Yes, they stop
murals.
at the wall with
Yes,
the murals,
the historic
and they come
murals.
across and they go. And so we intend to entertain them for that period. So we are going to talk to the taxi drivers, the bus drivers, and so everyone is to be aware that this is going to be a big event. This is an open museum up there. Open because it's in
the air.
It's in the air.
Yes.
You don't have to go inside the door. But you know that the watch house itself is a historical site.
Yes.
And so from the wall across to the watch house and continue walking past Miss Iris Place, she's going to be demonstrating, she and her crew, how to bake the cassava bread, how to bake the good old pot bread. The oven will be in place, hot bread smelling, milking cow, and
You're gonna have fresh cow. You're gonna have fresh cow milk.
cow milk, ride a donkey. We're going to show the tourists everything. Mr. Norris Garden will show his I call him apartments. I've never seen a situation where you have each hen in its own coop, its own, very sectioned, and the tourists love it. They love to see it, and other things. We're going to put a number of cultural pieces on display as well, and tell the stories.
Okay, and then after that, what? Keep going.
And we go all the way over to I feel Hodges, what we call the lookout there.
Yes.
He does a number of coladas, local drinks, and music there as well. Music in all of this at the watch house and over at I Fields, and
so it's a big event all along that stretch of road along the wall, all the way over to the watch house.
And we're going to make it as fascinating as we can have it to be, because this is the final event.
And that's the 12th of March.
And that
starts at 10 o'clock as well.
Starts at 10.
Okay. And that's the final event.
That's the final event.
Okay.
For this festival.
For this festival. That's great. So there's a lot of excitement going on, and I can see from both of you that you really, really feel good about what has happened. It's been an unexpected success, seeing that it was a new endeavor.
Well, a lot went into it. A lot went into it. I have to thank some people who,
Go ahead, thank them.
There hardly any time there was for us to meet, but we did a lot of lunch hours, put in some time. Mr. Everson Benjamin, Miss Janice Brathwaite, Miss Brenda, all the artists, Mr. Ruben, and I have to express my sympathy to that family right now, the Vanderpool's family. The sister has passed, and he was very much involved. Carol Smith, she stayed very much on top of things. Miss Christine Taylor and Diane Drayton, and a number of persons were very much involved in us, pulling this off and getting things together.
And since we're offering condolences, I'd like to also offer our condolences to the Dawson family from East End. Miss Essel, who of course was a major straw weaver, hat maker, basket weaver, and we can talk about all those things.
Not only major, but I am sure that she was easily distinguished in terms of her work.
Yes.
In terms of
the fineness of her work, the quality, yes,
not only to stitch the hat and shape it, but to dress it.
Hat design.
Yes. That was an outstanding talent, and she was very creative with it.
Yes, she had an outstanding talent in that regard. Yes, and we're sorry to hear her pass, and of course we're going to miss her, and we sympathize with the Dawson, all the members of the Dawson family. Yes. Absolutely. Anything else we need to add before we go?
Well, I would like to say that I'm going to let you talk.
No, it's okay.
But I would like to say thanks to all those persons also from the Sister Islands. Some people called, they were interested. They didn't come in this time, but we did have some participation from Just Van Dyke, Mr. Aisha over there. He took the time to come and bring his pieces over, and he's interested in having a similar show over on Just Van Dyke. He works with kids, teaching them the techniques and mentoring them, and I think that is a very good thing. We have Mr. Captain Kenneth Faulkner from Anegada. He's a little under the weather. He's in the hospital, but we're wishing him well. That he would be back again. But
recovery.
Yes, he sent his boats. You know, the sailing sloop was one of our big traditions and
a very important part of our economy.
And a part of a very important part
our
of
recreation and our economy.
Our culture as well. And he wanted to do that, and you know.
So it's expanded, and we look forward to greater and bigger things next year. We want to restate that on the 7th of March, there's going to be the food tasting by the museum
and entertainment.
And the 9th, we're going to have the play in the Eileen Parsons Auditorium.
Yes.
And on the 12th, we're having the big open air museum finale on Fire Hill.
Yes.
Great. And thank you all very much for coming, and keep up the great job. I mean, you're when it comes to culture, you're a visionary.
I want to thank
you pick up right where Speed left off.
I want to thank everyone who participated, who had a hand in making Sunday the success. It took a lot of work, and I can't leave the set before thanking Popeye for his services. I don't know the spotlights that were used at the end to really
bring out the ads.
You know, Popeye is great.
That's good. And of course, the Tourist Board is on board with a lot of these events,
absolutely.
And I think things are looking up for tourism in the territory.
Yes,
it's exciting, and it's exciting for I think our visitors to be able to experience the traditions, the culture, and the history of the BVI through the arts, through all dimensions of the arts.
Thank you all very much for coming to Spotlight.
Thank you.
It was great.
Thank you for having us.
We're going to take a break for a word from our sponsors. When we come back, we're going to have Dr. Angel Smith from the HLSCC. We're going to be talking about the value of our values, and you're going to share in the discussion. We're going to open up the phone lines and the text lines so you can ask questions or make comments. Keep it locked right here. Don't go. We'll be right back after these words.
Spotlight is brought to you by Bolo's High Tech Printery, Virgin Island Motors, and Clarence Thomas Limited.